When did you last cry?
Well, I cried many times in this last quarter, you know. I cried with sadness. I had found out on the 24th of May, 2024, that I had cancer of my bladder. I found out in June that it was a terminal cancer. So I cried, I cried my eyes out. My wife is a cancer nurse. I remember coming out of the clinic and we sat in the car and I said, "Have we just been told that I've got cancer?" She said, "Yep, that's it." It's like, Jesus. And they cut everything out. It was a terminal cancer, but they removed everything. So the next time I cried with joy was the 12th of September, when my urologist told me I was 100% cancer free. So in that short quarter of my life, I cried. I cried with fear. I cried with love for my wife, because she's the most incredible nurse. And I cry for joy that actually I've got a second life. And people call me now Terry 2.0. And I'm grateful, by the way, I'm grateful to Portugal. I don't think if I was somewhere else, I might not have had the care, the speed and the attention I've had. So I'm really grateful for Portugal for my health. My name is Terry Hamill and I live in Lisbon. We are in the basement of the wonderful Nova University, which is called Nova SBE, Management, Finance and Economics. I do calc classes here, I do seminars here, and it's almost a place that just fills you with inspiration. I'm from Glasgow. You know, my wife and I were on holiday in Villamora and we ran business groups in the UK, and she said, "Why don't we do these business groups in the sunshine rather than the rain?" And Portugal has served us very well. What a place. And also I'm a big fan of all the food. You know, they say pai gordo in Portuguese, which is fat dad.
What did you want to be when you were a kid?
Do you know, it wasn't about being somebody, it was about making a difference more making a difference in my mum's world. Like, my mum was my best friend and my mum had a tough time, and as a kid I just kind of thought it'd be great if she was happy. So that was the start of it. I became a hairdresser, by the way. I was a hairdresser for 15 years in total. Actually, I still have 3 clients. I've got my wife, my daughter and my son, and those guys don't tip me anymore. But that's my only 3 clients that I do.
How often do you speak here at Nova?
Every month. So my job, I think, is to kind of get them to feel confident in who they are, where they've been, and then show them where they can be for the future. It tends to be a really emotive subject for them, because no one spends time with the students on them. It's always about academic stuff or numbers or coursework, whereas I come out completely out of the box and say, let's look at you, how you are, how you stand, how you talk. And one thing I say to students is, just be nice, just be kind, you know what I mean? Like, be good to people, and those good people will accelerate you forward. You know, the more you help, the more you're going to get back in return.
After you got the diagnosis, how did you calm yourself down?
You know, I'd say credit to my wife, because you have to do things systematically, right? You have to think, how do you communicate this? And then what kept us through it was I created it might seem mad, but I created a distribution list on WhatsApp that would feel it was personal to everybody, but yet it was a daily update or a healthy update thing. So there was 126 people on that list of people that we felt, you know, cared for us. So we put things in boxes, we dealt with it. I actually really, strangely, I enjoyed my time at the clinics and in the surgeries. I looked at it as a life-saving as opposed to a tragic thing. So I think my mindset made a difference to my recovery. Hey-o, daylight come and I wanna go home. So when I came here to see where we lived, and I took a walk down in one kind of windy October, and I seen the beach, and I said to my wife, I think I found the place that we should live. And then all of these operations happened at Joaquim Chaves on Carcavelos Beach. So my recovery was looking at the ocean of that beach, and everything was here. We live here, our kids have grown up here. It's just wonderful. It's just wonderful. You know, I was a boxer for 5 years. My mother put me into a boxing club when I was 11 to get me off the streets. And look, I've maintained my dashing good look, Stephen, and I took a few punches, you know what I mean? So.
What's your favourite Portuguese expression?
Brutal. Well, in England or Scotland or Ireland, brutal is strong, like, you know, brutal. You're brutal, like you're tough. Whereas in Portugal, it's the best, and it's one of my signature things that I say, so the audiences repeat it. So, because I think Portugal is brutal.
Got 2 badges.
I'll tell you about these badges and why they're important. Because we have about 2,500 members in Portugal that are part of BNI, Business Network International, and they are surrounded by almost 400,000 members worldwide. And because I brought that concept to Portugal, they have generated over €1 billion of business to the Portuguese economy. In fact, the whole thing is about givers, people helping each other and givers gain. So that's the organization. And then the other one is for larger companies that are more making different impacts, collaborations, things like that. BNI is all small business workers doing the business and helping each other.
What have you learned about yourself in the last 6 months?
Oh my God. Stop being so bloody materialistic about shit I didn't need. Don't chase everything, and don't say yes to everything, and say no gracefully rather than thinking you're letting people down, and do what's important in life, which I think is time. At the age of 53, I think the importance is your kids, your wife, and just being as you are.
Give me some emotional words to wrap up this video.
Coragem, which is courage for Portuguese. Bombastico, which is to be the best, and life, la vida, right? Take a second life.
Thank you very much, Harry. Can you dance?
I can dance. Like monkey dance, monkey dance. Jig.